Hey, wait a second. Look at these new features. Hi, it's been a minute. Howdy and hello. Check, 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 check one, check one. Can you hear me? I'm a lot further away from my mic now. Let me know what's happening. Hello, Montana. Hey, Blazer, how are you? Hi, Garo. What's crack-a-lackin'? Nice to see you guys again. I mean, I can't see you, but I can feel ya. Hi, how's it good? Oh, good. Okay, because I'm like this, but I'll have to do that probably to read things. Nice to see you or feel you and hear you. And hello. Howdy and hello from Door County, Wisconsin. I almost wore my sweatshirt, but I'm wearing my Chiro Sounds. Been living in my Midwest Night Watcher swag. So yeah, lots to catch up on. What's up, Dustin? Big Daddy D in the house. Hey D, how are you doing? How's it going today? So that was loud. Where do we begin? Now, I think if anyone tunes in late to this, hello to the replay crew. I did downgrade my StreamYard because I have not been on here. So I will re-air this on Rebooted and some other places later. We'll just see if we can get some traction going again because it's fun to play. Yeah, so much to share, and so much to talk about. Having a good time. So yeah, I think the last my care share was about the reality show that my sister and I were supposed to do. I still haven't seen any promos for it, so I wonder if it's still on track to go, the big Netflix show, but glad that didn't work out. We did, I was a little also sharing that we're packing, we're moving. I left Los Angeles after 25 years, half my life. Well, now officially a little less than half my life, and never thought I'd see the day. But you know what? It's not about me anymore. It's about the whole family, and I have to do what's best for everyone. And hi, Roger Blair. How are you? Nice to see you again. See your name again. This is going to take me a minute. Where's Jane? She's got to slow me down because I'm like, yeah, within days of being here, the giant got multiple job offers, which didn't happen in 7 months in Los Angeles. He even has a CDL, his truck. He's got all these special accolades and licenses and unions and all these things he's in. He couldn't get anything in Los Angeles, but here it was like, bam, bam, bam. So he's at work right now. So here I am. Finally back on a roll. And I'm doing some work too. I'm not with the kids yet. However, I have been putting together, and I got to Zoom with some and call some. I've been pen pals with some. I've got all their pictures and trinkets around me. There's some I keep in touch with. And this is my little woo-woo teacher thing without the toes, that is. And I'm going to keep those private. I'm going to keep those exchanges between parents and I. But when I do get to my classroom stuff, I'm going to see if there's a niche. But for now, it's just me babbling, me talking. I got to go on Dustin's Flying Chariots the Rise the other day. If you haven't seen that, check it out. That really was my first blip back in podcast world. And I'm going to hopefully hop on with Aaron Moriarty soon. He's kind of my neighbor. Truth Quest with Aaron Moriarty. Big news I just shared with Garrel is that APRO, that's what the acronym I couldn't figure out on Alienate UK or anti-D codes, is that APRO, the 1952, the original paranormal group before MUFON, the thing that started MUFON, I can walk to it. It's just a couple blocks away. So I am back to where all my little contact happened for me and for my mom and for other family members I'm now hearing about, and for a lot of people in town. And it's normalized now. When I was young, having those experiences, there were tiny little groups that would meet and talk about it. And there was the guy in town who had chains around his house who was like, leave me alone. I had this experience. And now everyone's like, what happened to you? It's where I'm at. There's haunted lighthouses. There's this house. So this is a beautiful little house we're renting, possibly could buy, but we're right in the historical district. And oh, I love it, Blazer. What is that? And it was built in 1901. And when we got here, a lot of charm, a lot of character. It's got the old school cellar with, the limestone showing, the bricks. It's not a finished basement. It's actually underground and limestone and everything. The giant's turning into a man cave, but it's pretty big, and we're storing a lot of our stuff down there. But it's just old school, and you can feel the vibes. Well, our first night in the house, all the floors creak and everything. It's got the original wood staircase, like it's beautiful. My son picks up on stuff too, and he was like, oh, I'm feeling a little like, we were both like, yeah, I think we should introduce ourselves. So we went to every little corner window door of the house, little Palo Santo action, but we were talking to the house and we were like, you are gorgeous. Thank you for letting us stay here. This is me. This is my family. We will respect you. We honor you. We will take care of you. And we had the best sleep of our lives. Now, maybe that's because we weren't in Los Angeles anymore. That frequency was getting out of control, and we were in the up and away house, but it was still like zapping us. And then, of course, we had the gas leak, we had the evacuations, we have the dump nearby, all that crazy stuff. Oh, thank you. Thanks, Blazer. The show from yesterday. Yeah, perfect. Thank you. Boom. That's the Meowdy house. Oh, speaking of which, we're manifesting now kitty cats. We got to get back to some kitty cats. The energy in LA, I know, Blazer. So LA, pour one out for LA. We will be back. We will visit. I knew that if it was ever going to be a time for me to go, it would just be the calling to go. And I know traveling this summer did something to the family. We realized how we could live elsewhere. And then we realized all we need is each other. We could be anywhere. We need each other. I watched the livelihood of my giant spiral because, he's so divine masculine to not be able to provide for your family. And, thankfully, he took that downtime and really took charge of his body. He's a beast. He is killing it. And so he took that downtime and, really made it his bitch. And so we just, like I've shared before, we knew it was time to go because it was a collective. The whole family agreed it was time to go. This was not me ringleading. And it wasn't necessarily me dragging my feet, but it was me going, oh, I'm going to miss my plants. So I gifted my plants to a lot of loving friends. I know they're in good care. One has a biodynamic garden. You all met Quan. I interviewed Quan before. He's the dad of one of the kids I taught. A lot of my plants are over there. A lot are still in Santa Clarita. And anyway, oh, you can't be kidding me, right? I'll text you to make it in and out home. Oh, yes, thank you, Blazer. I'll make it in and out at home. That's the first thing my little Hucky Pie was like, I'm missing it out. We had Sonic on the way out here, and he's like, it's not the same. But they love the delivery to the door, like the old drive-in, like the true drive-in order from the machine, and someone comes up and brings it to you. They love that. Bo did not. We almost had an instant with our little waitress and Bo, but that was okay. And I don't remember where in the country we were when we got it, but it's none too pleased. But I tell you what, I've only been here, 3 weeks? I've had my fair share of cheese curds. My little galactic man, my functional medical doctor would be not too pleased with me with how many cheese curds I've had, but got to try them around town. Taste test time. What's up, Aaron? I was just talking about you. Hi, Aaron. Truth Quest, Aaron Moriarty. How are you, neighbor? I was telling him I'll be playing with you on Friday night. Yeah, the house we got. So the giant with his new little job, he's got to get up early. And where I'm set up is in my closet. It's a really beautiful big closet. My son likes to say your closet is bigger than my bedroom in LA. And it is. But it's kind of it's a nice little corner. It's my own little neck of the woods right now. Mugs, how are you? Nice to see you, Mugs. Oh, I got to catch up with everybody and come play on your bits. How are you guys? How's Stevie? How's everybody? I promise I'll jump back in these chats. I will reconnect with community. We have had several weeks of displacement in a good way. Honestly, this was the best decision we could have made. No one is looking back. And it's only been 3 weeks, but so listen to this divine timing. You want to talk about divine timing and meant to be. Good. I'm glad you're doing good. Yay. That's my favorite line of yours, Aaron. If I was doing any better, I'd be you. So this is a Wisconsin glow. So I was even warning my sister, and we'll talk about all that stuff, that when I got here, I'd probably be rocking in the corner like, oh my God, what have I done? Wasn't like that at all. Not only that, but we were divinely protected the whole way. I was keeping up with Carol and Jane, and then my two bestie gals, and just telling them our route for safety sakes, but also we were kind of like all boots on the ground, like checking the maps and weather. My gal pal is like, you sure you want to go that way? And we just intuitively followed the sun. And we were not on the main roads, really. We did Route 66, and then we kind of cut up and into Wisconsin. Didn't go through St. Louis or Chicago. And I'm so glad because we stayed with the sun. And as soon as we landed, the inclement weather started coming in. And then when our second pod came, we had 2 pods of stuff. That's the delivery containers of our things. We didn't go with a moving van. It was like half the cost. And I got a giant on my side. So literally half the cost just to load and unload yourself. But we have 1 storage unit here and then 1 here because partially furnished. And wait, I'm digressing very fast. So when that second pod came, which was the rest of our stuff, it was the day that the big ice storm was coming, right? And we're on the thumb, and we didn't. South of us got it a lot worse, I think. Even though we're surrounded by water, we knew the temperatures were dropping. There was already snow. After our first night in the house, we woke up to the kids opening the curtains to a big, beautiful bounty of snow. That was awesome. I've always dreamt of that for them. But when we were unloading, the very last thing, downpour, the snowstorm came and the temperatures dropped like crazy. And I have a really crazy cryptid story to share. Robert Rossi, how are you? Nice to see you, sir. Very good to see you. Woo-hoo. I'm here. I'm in the Midwest. We are safe. We are not only safe, we're thriving. So when the storm came, we were just unpacked. Now, remember, it's a rental, but we had enough room in the basement to store our stuff. And so when that crazy, crazy cold came, like, I don't think we dipped much below 0, but with the wind chill, it was like 35 below. And then, like I said, we're on the water, so you could really feel it. Holy smokes, perfect divine timing, because then we just nested. We had 3 days of nesting. Now, we did make a little mistakey. We forgot to stock up on groceries. So thank you to the delivery person. And my sister stocked us a little bit before we got here. So we were like, oops. But we made it, and we figured out the radiators. We turned the house on, like I said, and then we talked to it and welcomed it because no one had been in here for a little while. And so it was divine timing. It was like we weren't stuck out in the weather, which was one of my biggest fears, was traveling cross country in some crazy weather. So we beat the storms, and then we got here and landed and nest in the storms. Every time we looked out the window, it was another blanket of snow. It's really cool. We did go like second night. My sister's place was open. Well, they closed for some of the cold, but when it was open, we went and started meeting more community again. And what I like to share is we are not, they all think it's crazy we left LA to come here, but I remind them, my dad was born here. And I can see out one of our windows where my dad was born. We're by the hospital. So it's like he's calling us home. Bless his little soul. He's calling his family home. So I'm kind of like, I tease the locals and I say, I was a fib And the fib is fucking Illinois bastard. I lived in Chicago and we would summer or come for holidays, and our house was in Egg Harbor. That's where all that contact that I shared on most of your shows. I see you there. Hey, Coral, how are you? Nice to see you. Nice to see you. And it's been such a pleasure talking to you offline, or I guess we're online, but talking to you off camera here. That's so cool. Wait, where in Wisconsin is Carmen? Wait, what? Oh, that's so cool. So yeah, my dad, like there's so many things to share. But I have to tell you this, because I see some cryptid pals here and I gotta say something. So that first crazy chilly night, Bo the dog, who's right here, his ears were inflamed. I think the cold feels good, but he's also been loving this. He's been loving the smells. He feels good here too. But anyway, even in the middle of the night, he wants to go out. I had my first Wendigo little experience, not an encounter, but I had just been researching Wisconsin cryptids and stuff. And at 2:59 or something in the morning, he gets me up and out of bed, and I'm outside. The wind is howling. It's like 30 below. I didn't know yet where the back lights are, because I'm looking in the backyard now, and there's a couple strong lights up now. There's a garage light, but I didn't know where they were yet. So it was in the dark. There was not a lot of moonlight because there was a storm going on. I just had Wendigos in my head, and every shadow I saw, I thought it was one. So I tripped balls that night, and I'm like, damn it, Mom. And then for a couple nights, he was taking me out at the same time. And I'm like, am I supposed to make contact again? Am I supposed to say hi? So just like I did with the house, I started to go outside. I mean no harm, hello. Yeah, it's me. I'm back. And, nothing crazy has happened yet. So just putting that out there. I'm going to tease because I got to drop these in nuggets here. Well, hello there, Primal Cry. And I noticed my picture. I know is this my pal in Wisconsin? Nice to see you. Friendly Illinois brother, Fib. Yes, I'll take that, Aaron. That's way better. And I'm going to say that to some of the locals at Drumhouse. Drumhouse is my sister's place. Aaron, you're going to see us on the news in 2 weeks. We are going live on the news to talk about her new menu and make something. We're going to probably do the Swedish pancakes that my dad used to make, and do a little cooking segment on the news. So I'll be sure to share that. And we are currently working on, and I'm at her disposal, but she's building a bakery. So I don't know if you know that, Aaron, that tiny little building next to her that she owns, it used to be where the musicians would stay when they travel up. She's a great music venue. She's turning that into a little bakery and to-go counter. And I'm probably going to mainly be in there, I think, with the baker. Well, I'm covering it all. I'm just going to be all over the place there. So I don't quite have the pod thing. They're not understanding here, the education. Some of the homeschool groups I'm in, they're like, that's illegal. And I'm like, no, it's not. And yet I see a need for working parents to drop their kids off somewhere. So I'm just starting. I've met 2 lovely moms already. I met one in person and Zoomed, as well as Zooming, and she's lovely as can be. They're also part of the wellness community. So I'm totally surrounded by like minds. I'm going, I don't know if Jane's not here yet, or tell Jane, Carol, that I'm going to my first sound bath next weekend too. And I'm just going to see what this what it's like here with them. Some, you never know. You meet a little bit of everybody everywhere. You don't miss the minute. I know, right, Mugs? We jumped right in at the locals are even like, we have not had it this cold in years. Aaron, correct me if I'm wrong, not this much snow either. Is that right? But it's like muscle memory. I did jump right in. My polar bear giant is like, he's fine. Like I said, the dog's fine. And the kids, it's new. So it's exciting. I'm sure it'll get old in a couple of years, but that's when we go visit California. But I'm not too shabby with it now, especially where we're set up is we can walk everywhere. Even in that crazy cold, we walk to dinner. What do my grams say? There's no bad weather, just bad clothing choices. So we've just been really, yeah. Can you believe, I really thought I'd be like, I miss my palm trees. The problem that was happening, not only the Giants' lack of work, I lived in my favorite terrain, the West Coast. I mean, Pacific Northwest, all the way down. However, the way things are going in California, we couldn't even enjoy the terrain. You couldn't even afford the gas to go spend the day out. And if you spent the day out, $100 easy. You couldn't afford to leave your home sometimes because times were either so tough, even though you're making money, you just never saw it. You couldn't, and then the division, like I'm still in some of my local groups and seeing how their high schoolers are behaving right now. I'm not necessarily going to go there, but I find it incredibly refreshing to have regular conversation here, not the manufactured Civil War topic of the day. Just saying. Lingonberries, of course, you've got to have lingonberries on it. Absolutely, Blazer. It'll be old by May. Yes, it will, Mogs. I maybe come. Yeah, I'm gonna keep checking in with you on that one because I'm curious how it's going to be. What's lovely is there's real fluffy clouds right now. I'm not looking at Argyle skies, and you can see the blue sky. And it's so far the gray hasn't gotten us. We'll see. It's like when it was 34 or something the other day, we're like, gosh, it's so warm. So maybe that's a good thing. We're already used to that insane cold. Oh, what is a lingonberry? I know there's a joke there, Blazer, isn't there? Swedish pancakes with lingonberry. That's the way to go. That's what we'll probably do on the news. The kids like theirs with Nutella and the giant with the Swedish meatballs. So she's got a couple Swedish menu items, and the rest are the Heidi pizza, which is like one of their biggest sellers. Because I gave her one of my craft service recipes that everyone loved. And yeah, it's the tiniest kitchen with easy bake ovens you've ever seen, and they pump out some great stuff. And their music is incredible. I know Erin, who was here 2 years ago, she used to host a UFO happy hour. And she just showed me a picture because Charlie's over there right now working on the selfie wall. She's got this UFO wallpaper in the bathroom that's famous, and it's notorious for people taking selfies in it and sending her the pictures. So she's printing them all out and putting the hallway with all these pictures. And there's a man that she showed me, and she goes, do you know this guy? He was here during the UFO happy hour, and he says he's pretty much an expert in this field. And Erin, I'll have to send you the picture too. Maybe you know him. I didn't recognize him. Dustin didn't recognize him, but it's kind of, I'm like, are you going to do it again? We got to do another UFO thing again, or I'll just have to start my own little club. I found out the new chef that she hired is into cryptids. So I'm so excited to talk to her about all that stuff. Like I said, it's kind of normalized of it up here. Oh, you haven't heard of it? About lingonberry? Yeah, it's like a little cranberry. It's cranberry, but sweet. I guess that's the best way to describe it. They can be mistaken as cranberries, but they're a little bit on the sweeter side, very Swedish. Lingonberries and brie, little toasts, love that. She'll make them in the crepe. So she has one of those big crepe machines. The thing up here, she calls them crepes, but for us, it's our dad's Swedish pancake recipe, which came from grandma. Do you know what dishes she uses? Erin, I didn't know if you know this too. In her restaurant are my great grandma Mormor's, my Swedish grandma, all of her dishes. And of course she had to get extra because there's not enough, but it's the style. So we really are dipping into those family roots. And she's been paving the way. She's the one doing it. I'm just kind of stepping into it. I think the hardest thing was that. It's being a leader myself, having run my own businesses myself, having the dynamic of me and my sister for 50 plus years of like love, hate. I know Erin's interviewed her. I know I've interviewed her, and she's been on a little bit, but we got over it. And then coming out for her wedding in August, it was like, yeah, we can do this. We're adults now. We can be friends, but how they say, be careful when you work with family. So I'm just trying to find my way because I have a leadership skills and demeanor that I like to portray, but I was like stepping on toes, and then I don't want to be combative. So I'm trying to go with the flow a little more. And honestly, it's a little funner. I'm just like, delegate, tell me what to do. So being the little runaround runner I'm actually comfortable in that position. When it comes time to work with these kids, when I met that homeschool mom, it was at Drumhouse. She came in. I showed her that the space was available for 2 days a week because when they're closed. And I'm like, what a safe, easy, nice place to be. And when we open the bakery, we can get them all doing kitchen work too. So lots of stuff. Huckleberries. Oh yeah. You don't like the huckleberries? Honestly, Huck, my huckleberry, my Huck. Well, he's not. We tease and call him Huckleberry, but the name isn't. His birth name is not Huckleberry. Tuck. He doesn't like him either. We don't like him. She doesn't make the breads, but my sister, but the baker, Becca's Bake, I have to tell you the story of her, which is really sweet. We're asking her to do the breads. So then with those breads, and she's famous for her bagels. She makes homemade baked bagels. I'm going to make those into bagel sandwiches, and that's the to-goes. And the Giant's like, please make a good sourdough. Like we want to get into doing the breads so that we can make everything in-house. The chef is really good with the desserts. Everything's going to be in-house. They just have to have sorry, microphone. We have to have this functioning kitchen to do so. So we're going to kind of have these two spaces. And then what a really good time to come up to Carol and Jane, if you ever can. I'll take you Al Johnson's. Is when the Sound Garden opens. She has a really sweet property. They built a stage and then a little like bar hut outside, and Adirondacks and stuff all over, and people hang out and listen to live music all day and night. It's a really fun summer hangout. This summer crowd that comes, it's awesome. What I'm excited to do, and I'm kind of surveying the land of how to do it. I've been making observations with my sister and the businesses here and all that. As much like when I was younger, why did you drive through Sturgeon Bay to get to your northern destination? Everyone who goes to the charming little towns north of us, they don't stop and patronize the Sturgeon where I am. And it's a really tight community. Like, this is the all year community. This is the loyal locals. And so driving those businesses to get off 57, right, Erin, and come down into the business district, I think it's going to take some advertising and a little finesse to get them to get off that road to come through and patronize one of all these amazing places we have here. You're not going to see McDonald's and Starbucks on every corner. This is mom and pops. And this is the community living and lifestyle and small town vibe that I don't think it's much small town anymore, that I see people craving out there. And LA may have had its pockets. It may have its little suburbs all around that are their own communities. However, like we know, they adhere to a lot of the manufactured Lucian, Civil War out there. Could be said. LBL? What's that, LBL? Could be said you're in the LBL. What's that? I like the dingleberry. I call them because that little dingleberries. Oh, speaking of, I miss cats. The dingleberries. So what else? So yeah, that's the exciting thing that's going on right now here. And so I'm on call. I'm probably going to work tonight. So they have a big festival this weekend. It's the Fire and Ice Festival. And it's there's a little like bar hop route you can go, but people have done ice sculptures. There's a really colorful igloo that was made in town. There's music everywhere. And my sister's place is kind of off the beaten path a little bit, but we set it up with fire pits and talking areas and hangouts, and she's got her music all the time. That hopefully will get some foot traffic and get a little busier. But I'm on call all week, so I'm officially an employee. I got my employee number and everything. And when I started, I think she just assumed I just like go. I'm like, Heather, I've never waitress before. Cubby Bear and High Tops don't count in Chicago. Like, I was just delivering beer bottles. I was a beer tub girl, or just like, yeah, that it didn't count. And Cubby Bear, yeah, I lasted for a minute, but I hung out there more than anything. So I have to learn, from scratch. So 51-year-old just starting to bus and wait tables kind of cracks me up, but we're focusing on it being a family thing. So, Clay, how are you? Nice to see you. Oh, Land Between Lakes. Yeah. Well, that's the cool thing, Blazer. We're the peninsula. So the town I'm in have the two bridges. Well, three. One, there's this history behind it. It's the original steel bridge that connected the lands, and they were going to take it down, and the whole town rose up and fought against it, and it's still there. And it is gorgeous because we still have the shipyard where they build the huge ships. They were building ships for the war too, because remember, all this, we're at Lake Michigan and we're in the bay, yes, between the two lakes, but it is Lake Michigan. And, we are the thoroughfare. So those bridges have to go up and the ships can go around, but all these watersheds can lead to the oceans and everything. It's still active. So if you've seen my little reels, there's the tugboats that break up the ice so the big ships can go through. So they're still active. They're still moving around in there. What was my point with that? I was going to share. Oh, American Idol. I don't know if anyone watches that. I stopped a long time ago. Justin Guarini, I used to work with. He's the Diet Dr. Pepper guy. I used to do those commercials. Loveliest human ever. But I just didn't really watch it anymore. And then there was a viewing party here because one of the gals who made it through is from Genevieve's her name, right? Oh my gosh, if I get that wrong. Anyway, they call her the Pickle Girl, and she's from here. So the whole crowd is like cheering her on. And they're hoping that when they get to her, well, I wonder if when they get to her little story, when she shares a little bit about herself, she is known for, she was part of, she has a song, I think, about that steel bridge. And there was now a festival about the steel bridge. Like, they are keeping that bridge, man. So they're doing all these things. Steel Bridge Song Fest in June. Thank you, Erin. See how I'm like just kind of like piecing things together. Having been here 3 weeks, though, I hope it's not too bad. So that's another fun event. That's going to be huge. That brings a big tourist group. So yeah, a lot of people like, especially this place, thrives in the fall too. The leaves are just gorgeous. We know that, the seasons here, which, yes, California has all the seasons. You have to drive to them. I don't need to keep bringing up California, actually. I don't feel anything. I thought I'd be like, I'm good. So I'm just so excited for the kids to see the summer here and the 4th of July and, the parades and the boatings and, all that kind of stuff. And feel all the crazy energies under Lake Michigan. Oh my God, if I fell off my skis or the tube and I landed in the water, scary. I just felt things coming up. Lake Michigan, stories to tell. Oh, you saw the Pickle Girl the other night on Idol. That's her with the blonde hair. She's kind of got like this same, but the shag. So hometown hero. She's the hometown hero. She does live in Nashville now, but she was a local here. So everyone here is cheering her on. That's cool. So hopefully she'll make it through. Hopefully she'll win. That'd be awesome. So all these fun things to share about it. The kids are doing so very well. Let's see, it's Wednesday. So Clay, you'll like this. Tomorrow night, there's this place in town called Muse. It's very popular. It's a really all ages music school and venue and everything. And they're both starting guitar. And after their lesson, we're going to go over to my sister's open mic night. Last week's open mic, I was tearing up for like everybody I saw. They were phenomenal. I was just like, the agent in me was like, we got to get you on the screen. We got to get you on the radio. Like, I was just like, I was blown away. And all the lookers are like, yeah, everyone up here is amazing. And I'm just like, the talent up here is off the charts. So we're going to go to our little guitar classes and then go to open mic and get inspired. There's also a father-daughter that we're performing. She blew me away. I get, maybe she's 10 or 11 or something, singing and playing and amazing. And then these gals who met someone who's this guy, Brian, he was a regular here. He met some gals in Kenosha who drove all the way up to perform at the open mic, and they're going to come back for the sound garden outside, but we play the flute and the viola, and just so exciting. It's so exciting to be surrounded by the arts. And it's funny because here I go with California again. Sure, always got it. But City of Los Angeles, man, you feel the shift when you move out of it. You feel that frequency change. And I'm so honored to have been there as long as I have been and to gone through that training and polished my sword and shield. But it is a literal frequency shift, a downshift. And our bodies, I think, are starting to regenerate a little faster. We're sleeping deeper, better. It's not like I have to turn off the Wi-Fi at night and put all the fairway blankets on the kids' headboards and put the shungite next to the beds and scold the giant every night for charging his phone next to his head. Never going to get him off that habit. And it's like, it's just, we sleep, we rise, we sleep. It's frequency shift. I honestly also, I'm sure they're around, right, Aaron? I haven't seen any towers. I got to do that antenna search and see how many are actually around here. But every other block, everywhere. They were everywhere there. I think I had 570 or something in like a 3-mile radius when I lived in the valley. 22 years in the valley. Aaron says caves under Sturgeon Bay. Absolutely. So Aaron, you just came. Did you see that I'm just a couple blocks from the original APRO? I did some searching. So I'm gonna just go by and take because I think it's a home now. But yeah, I'm gonna go check out the APRO OG place. And when we got to go to Madison and back, seeing all these mounds. I know some are the garbage things, but there's so many mounds around here. And then that experience with the Wendigos at night. You never know. Couldn't win. I put my little force field up there, but you never know. So they're kind of wild up here. I was telling Jane that before we got here that we were looking at a house online in more Goma area. And I've been doing searches of who's reporting events, either aerial phenomenon or, cryptids or Bigfoots or whatever. And someone in 2025 in Algoma said in their yard they saw what they described as a Bigfoot, or someone else was chiming in, maybe a Wendigo. Am I saying that wrong? Wendigo? And you just don't know the vibe. I think my mom's getting called here too. She's going to come stay with us for a little while. She's still healing. Robo mom. She annihilated her shoulder and arm. She's, it's all metal now, really. So she's going to come stay with us soon, probably in March, mostly because it's walking in town and we have a bedroom on the first floor for her. And my sister, she's second floor. But anyway, my mom, who had the experience up here too, questionable experiences, dark experiences, light experiences, a lot of experiences. She's called up here too. Not just now, she's always been. All her children, me and my brother and my sister, we've been conceived up here. There's just this magnetic pull for my little family, and so we're all coming out. Yes, Robot Grandma. I can't wait to give her the shirt, Carol. Oh, Aaron, I was like, wait a minute. We got our library card. It didn't look like the tallest. The library is the tallest building in town. It has the most stories. It was a beautiful library. Yeah, that was one of our first stops, Aaron. Like, we got to get the kids their cards. And just the way the layout of the town is. Oh, gosh, the first few days when Huck, my son, was like, can I, they've been saving their money. Because can I just go to the candy shop real quick? Yeah, why not? And then he's just watching me. He goes, well, aren't you coming? I go, no, go ahead. He's just like, what? I get to walk by myself? And I'm not saying that to all the crazy robbers and pedos out there. I'm saying it because we're that close. And he's way bigger than me now. And he could hurt somebody, so don't even try. And he's powerful. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have said that. But they love this a little more independent vibe. My daughter got to meet this high schooler, and my sister has a punk rock band. She's got that going too. So we went to her rehearsal, and one of the drummer has a daughter in high school, and they were connecting. Here's a funny thing too. You all know my entertainment purposes only. You all know my vibe on homeschooling. And even though I worked at a learning center, I'm not quite ready to start on that rant soon. But yes, I still believe in that. I'm meeting homeschool communities here. They're all younger. There's not a lot of older ones, but we are walking distance to middle school, high school, and we're getting intrigued. And I'm talking public. And this is someone who's been preaching. I mean, my daughter is going to be 16 this year. Since she was 6, she's been in a Waldorf schooling or homeschool Waldorf style. This girl has a foundation to do anything. She can go anywhere. Same my son. He started in pre-K. So he started at 4 or 5 in that kind of environment. So I'm actually entertaining. I'm like, you guys want to go to public? Go to public. It's definitely not the same curriculum as California. And I'm looking into it, and it's got some cool clubs, organizations. I'm like, that's where it seems the older kids go. And I've been diving deep and I'm asking questions, and I'm like, do all you homeschoolers just give up by then and just say, go in the system? And that's when it started hitting me. No, they understand the assignment. They did the work. They built the foundation so that by the time you're a teenager, you have this foundation of truly being a conscious thinker, critical thinker. You're a sovereign civilian of free will. You are confident. All these really good things that make someone that they can navigate something like a high school, where I know there's no high school that doesn't have cliques and bullies and the problems in high school. So have you raised a child that can navigate it, that can just say no? Do you have a child that can see a problem and come to the parent and say, I see this problem here? Are they escaping? Like, I'm just feeling really good about it now. So people are like, look around. Correct me if I'm wrong here, Aaron, that it's not, I guess there might be rivals, but it's like North Side versus South Side, or blue collar versus white collar. They're like, you might want to look at some schools. I'm like, I see one in walking distance. And it's OG, like it's been around forever. And if that's the local spot, I'm not looking at the class system of it. I'm looking at what vibe feels good. I'm not just going to go somewhere because it has a better this. Even the poor high school gal, she's like, yeah, we don't have a lot of money there. Like she's felt a little down about it. Like, yeah, kind of like wish we had more funds or more this or more that. And I'm thinking, but how are the kids? Like, how are you? She goes, oh, I love band. She loves the things that she does. And I'm like, that's the bit. That's what you want. You just want to love it. So anyway, the kids are really excited about that. So we're actually entertaining the idea of purchasing this home, which would be really easy on us because the guy who's renting it to us is a friend of my sister's, now a friend of ours. He owns multiple properties, and it would be helping him out. So we wouldn't have to go through a lot of red tape. And, the inventory is very low. We know we're settled in here for a little while. Okay, I'm going off track. Now I'm saying we're too many things. Should we get into some snarky bits? Are we ready for some snark? But how's everybody else? I'm looking forward to chiming more in on the chats with you guys. And Blazer, how is Montana? Are you just dumped with snow right now? We're supposed to hit 40 degrees. Like, I can see the roof of the garage, it's melting. And I'm secretly like, meh, like, because it was beautiful. But then we got more snow coming next week. You want me to get snarky, Midwest? Which part? Oh, and I'll cut it into clips. So, I gotta pick a lane. Let me just think here. 55 and sunshine. Okay. We didn't do the light the snow on fire thing, but the kids know when we went to Arrowhead and we were sledding trip, this is when they were younger, they fried their throats. And I wound up taking the snow and melting it and testing it. And oh my gosh, the metals were off the chart, toxic. And they learned at a young age, can't eat snow anymore. You can't, like when I was a kid, it's just not the same. So we were testing here and couldn't find my little measuring stick, so I just ordered one. But we're very curious if there's a difference here, because I know in California there's a start of the weather pattern plan, the weather wars, the Argyle skies, the things they dump, all that kind of stuff. So I'm wondering, I don't know, I'm just wondering if it's different here, especially being surrounded by the lake. Polar shift weirdness, bullshit weirdness, and polar shift weirdness, yes. 70s here in Iowa. What, Clay? Oh my gosh. I think that's what they're going to do. It's going to be heat, and then it's going to go back to another cold snap, huh? 53 and sunny here in eastern Kentucky. Winds blowing made me feel it cooler. Yeah, that wind chill, huh? That got me a little bit this morning. Oh my goodness. So yeah, it's just everywhere. It's just doing its thing, huh? The lake's still frozen though. I don't know if anyone saw that. It's on my Los Angeles Instagram and my OG Facebook, but the bay here, it's frozen. So we saw, which blew my son away, the snow plow on the lake, making a track for the motorcycles to race around on and the snowmobiles. And they're just like, what? I'm like, time to study science, kids. Like, let's get into this. And it's so, it's cool to see. I personally, yeah, the ice thing, I think it's the water though. It's just something's going on under there that I'm just picking up on. But it's so cool. Just that's the life up here. We go into the local spots. Greystone, Aaron, was my dad's favorite when he was young. So we've been there twice already. And that's where the locals with their bibs on and the snowmobile dudes and everybody comes in, the bar, restaurant. And you could tell it's just ice fishing time. It's the snowmobile time. It's the motorcycles on the ice time. Snowstorm for Valentine's, is it? Perfect for fire and ice. Well, maybe not up here. They just had I missed something. Weather mod planes. Oh boy. Next day it snowed. Yep. Snowstorm for Valentine's. Real holidays the 15th when chocolate 70% off. I did a meme like that too. I love that, Blazer. Yeah, so the ice thing's cool. Within days of getting here, my son got his first sled, and you should have seen it. It took us through 3 different places. It was very particular, like measuring, testing, like it was a thing. And then we went to the resale shop, and I found an old school toboggan, not with the blades that would cut you, but like the old school with the wooden slats put together. It was gorgeous. And of course it was antique, so it was out of my price range, but it was so beautiful to see. And that's when you could see him watching it and like figuring out, why is this like this? And I'm like, why don't you try making one? So the homeschool projects are off the chart right now. I remember that, Aaron. Oh, I should have, you know what? I said that the first time. We went to family first, and then Jina and I had a date there the other night. And the first night I was like, I wonder which one's Aaron's. And I didn't, I could have, should have, would have said something. That's when we walked there, and it was when the cold hit, and where I was kind of like, I can't believe we're walking in this. Like, even I felt like the drivers being like, why are there people walking in this? So I think we were just like, let's just eat our food and go back. And I didn't talk. So I'll be in there again for sure. When my cousin comes up, that's his favorite place to go. That's the only place he'll go eat. My sister's wedding, he was there every meal. And she was like, we're having a barbecue. And he's like, I had my prime rib sandwich at Greystone. So I like the vibe in there. I like it because mostly too, that was my dad's spot. When my dad had a really bad motorcycle accident, he had NDEs. He lost his life. They brought him back to life a couple times. When he was this full cast, and he got himself to Greystone and bellied up to the bar. That's where he healed. Alicia Greystone. Let me write it down because we'll be there again. Or I'll just text you and ask you. Cool. Where was I going with that? A lot of Wisconsin talk. Okay, the snarky bits. Well, which part? I'm super gutted and disappointed in the fact. So I think I've done a little cryptic post about it. I'm not going to go too far into it because I am close friends with, and I highly respect these mama bears who did like me, and they bite their tongue so that their kids can have a good experience. But that learning center I was at, I'm writing my thing about it, but there needs to be a lot more said about it. Do you know the owner who took over my class for a little bit was shading me in front of the children, like digging at me, dissing me, enough that the kids complained to their parents. And it's like throwing me under the bus. And I'm like, where were my observations? When did you ever check in on me? Or when did you read my newsletter that I spent hours working on every week, showing every little thing I did? When did you ever look in there? Never. Because I broke the little cog, I was the cog in the system, and I left and I disrupted them, even though they had more than 2.5 years to find a replacement, because I had always given a timeline. They're throwing me under the bus like you wouldn't believe. And I've heard some parents are following suit. Gutted, totally disappointed. Anyway, that's one little thing. We won't even talk about all the illegal stuff and whatever's going on there. But through the years that I have graciously and with my heart posted about them and all the beautiful things they do there and the incredible campus and everything, I've had people go, I love the school you created. I'm like, it's not mine, and it's not a school. It's a vendor. It's a homeschool learning enrichment center. But I created my class and the world, and I let my children have a great experience. But the way it is run is so not cool. Anyone who leaves is thrown under the bus. And it's no wonder you can't find anyone to work there. If you were running things the right way, people would line up to work there. So yeah, it was my training ground. I did what I wanted to do in the class. I made it my own. The kids had an incredible experience, a human experience, and I walk away knowing, yeah, I'm really good at this. And the kids that weren't allowed back this year, the kids whose families were left cruelly to leave that place, yeah, I kept working with them. And I had pods. And because it wasn't about me, it was the way the system there was run. So that's who I'm really continuing this with and who I'm starting these little courses for and stuff. The ones who are still there, I get it. I get it. It's convenient. I get that your kid's having a great experience. 5 years I was there as a parent or a staff member, and I bit my tongue so much. You eat away at your soul. So when people leave and then they're like, whoo, I left, I'm safe, I want to share my story. And then you get you are the victim of it, and then you get ostracized for speaking up. I think that's really hypocritical, because some of these families preach community, and some of these families, I know you want to protect your place there, but you cannot blame a family who leaves for what happens there. They're literally just telling their story, and they're literally saying, no, this was actually happening, but my kids were watching me and I knew their experience was, so I had to and people are like, how dare you do that to us? And then they shoo them. They're expelled from their community. Cruel. And it's hypocritical. That's the word. A wellness community, a homeschool community, this high vibe parenting community goes, don't talk to them. They caused a ripple in our legacy. Your legacy is dark and it's shit. And you treat people like shit when they speak up. That's just a fact. So I'm not going to keep going down that road. And my outdoor classroom was awesome, Carol. I did it myself. Though I will share this one story. Fuck it. Excuse my French, I guess now. I'm fluffing my new hairdo. When my outdoor classroom happened, I was there just a couple months, and it was right before Christmas, 2 days, and a little boy, poor one out, Jackson Potter, was kicked out because his parents go, where is their shelter? We were promised a safe environment. They paid really good money. They spoke up. They got kicked out. Sorry, it's a fact. You can look them up on Google Maps. There's been enough people making reviews about them that these are going to be screenshot and shared. You can look it up, and parents are writing back going, I'm concerned. I had concerns. And when I raised concerns, we were kicked out. I remember crying going, this boy already had physical issues and things about him, that this was the first time that his parents raved that he felt part of a group. I was under my care and my guidance, he felt, oh, I'm just like the rest of them. It made friendships, was completing tasks, was learning. And I saw him the year before, and he was just checked out. And so I did that work. And 2 days before a 4-week winter break, you couldn't wait 2 days. If this place is about the betterment of the children, you couldn't wait 2 days and say, okay, now that sessions is over and your child has completed a semester, please take your things. We're going to ask you to leave until they say you pay the rest of the money you owe. Which is such a bullshit story, because do you know how many families have not even been charged? And of course they don't say anything because they're not getting charged because it costs so much to go there. It's an obvious mismanaged thing. And if the owners only said, wow, we're over our heads, we could use some help, or sorry, but they don't. And then the older woman who is the handwork lady, I watched the firing, which was so cruelly done. There was no heart. She did nothing wrong. What they did is what they do. They make the plan go the way they want it to go. And if you're not following their plan, you're cut out. And so this handwork lady was replaced behind her back. She'd been there since it opened, since the start, almost. And they're like, hey, we have a new class for you to lead. We need you to lead this class now. Why? Because that educator left because he as well was pissed. And he was too nice to say anything. Most of some of the people who leave there give stories, like becoming a grandparent or an illness, just to get out of there, because they know how they get treated when they leave. They get walked on, and they get their legacy, and they're tarnished. Oh, they were never good anyway. So even at the end of last year, the woman who was her assistant, you know why she's not my assistant anymore now. Like, I don't like, yeah, we need to see if we can even find a place for her here. So get this, the handwork lady, they're like, well, she'll take that grade. So after they made their plan, they go, hey, we have a grade for you to take. And the woman's like, no, that's okay. I've been there, done that. I'm going to stick with handwork. And they're like, oh, wish she didn't say that. Why? Because they already replaced her. And because she didn't take this job that they wanted her to take, we're going to have to let you go. No why, no nothing, no anything. And I sat there watching, and she goes, well, what? And thinking she's still part of the community, like, you can leave now. You can leave, just robot. And then talking with this woman outside, consoling, she's like, all they had to say is, oops, my bad. I should have, communicated better. We still want you part of the community. Let's figure it out. Job done. No community tarnished, no black cloud, nothing. Instead, cold. And then when she's gone, they talk ill about her. And that's what happens. So fucked up. So fucked up. So yeah, I guess I'm on the chopping block now. After everyone and their mother saw my journey of how I did the classroom, the goodbye, the good, like, they've seen the results, but now I'm the bad guy. So that's the snarky in my personal world. Yes. Kick them when they're up, kick them when they're down, kick them when they're up. Absolutely, Blazer. Countless. I'm on 30 names now of people I know that have been dismissed this way, children included. And then I hear there's countless more after that. But whatever. It's our fault. It's our fault that your enrollment's down and you can't get staff. My fault. Okay, whatever. Now that's my world. How about this disclosure community world? How about the fakes and frauds out there? How about the people who fundraise and raise money and you never see them do what they say they're going to do? And now they're looking for money again. How about the people who say they work with children, but they never work with children? How about in person especially? How about the people who cultivate and get gatherings and take lots of money to do gatherings, and all they do is and then blacklist when someone shows they're human a little bit? So fucked up. So fucked up. Absolutely primal Clive. Focus your energy on planting new seeds in fertile ground. Amen. That's what I'm doing. Yeah, I might be working at my sister's right now, but I am meeting the homeschool community. I am excited because in April, something like I do, the woman I'm working with that's going to run it at Crossroads. I don't know if Erin's still here at Crossroads. They're going to start organizing a little thing. It's going to organically, hopefully, spread. I have 2 file books here going. I never wanted to do online, but I'm working on my courses online. No, I'm not going to share them with people who just want them. I mean, that's a personal dig to some people out there. They live for the loosh. They do. Hey, Andy, how are you? Andy in the house. Nice to see you, Andy. Cheers. What's happening? What's shake-a-legging? Crack-a-legging. They live for the loosh. Ugh. Peace in, Aaron. Absolutely. Peace in. Here's Andy. Good to see you guys. Yes, Crossroads, Aaron. So April, we're going to start like a little group there. It's 2 classes and up to Charlie's age. So we are going to get some of that middle school, high school thing. See how many homeschoolers we get. But it's a collective offering. It's not quite a job yet. It's not something to make anything off of. It's a free offering, which I think is spectacular. And that's how you start building the foundation, and then you can grow. I am supposed to be with children. I'm supposed to be in the classroom. So I'm still going to do that. But right now I got to pay the bills. I got to pay for guitar lessons and stuff. So I'm going to slang some drinks and clean up a mess at Drumhouse. Yes, Primal Cry. She has merch. They have so much good merch. They have a bunch of those shirts with the Motorhead letters, and they have owls and ETs and a UFO. They have sweatshirts. They have hats. I'll send you a picture. I'll be over there tonight. I'll take a picture of the wall of them. Because I don't know if you can get them online yet, but I'll get you some and I'll bring it to you. Yes, this is where I have some new Midwest merch coming. I'll show you before I gift him. I have a gift for the giant. He doesn't know yet. And I have something for my robo grandma. My mom is officially robo grandma. First, she was like, when she was like, I'm not ugly, and I'm like, Mom, it's a Shasta legend story. Like, you're a legend, and it's like RoboCop. We honestly had no idea that it was the extent that it was. Thanks, Kim. I always do. Am I moving around too much for you? She is the legend of Shasta with the robot grandma. So my mom, it was December 1st. She tripped and fell and shattered her shoulder, but she also fractured her arm in 2 places. So the surgery that she had was a full reconstruction. So, and this is the woman who exactly a year before at that time, she was hiking the Swiss Alps. She went over there for the whole Christmas markets and stuff. And she's fit. So it boggled her mind. But during that process, she did realize she had the onset of osteoporosis. So that made it worse. But she has a reconstruction. And so the physical therapy and the recovery of that is super intense. I feel for her big time. But yeah. Yes, Primal Cry. I will get that for you. Well, holy smokes, that was an hour just when first time I looked up there. So yeah. So I'm not doing any passive aggressive posts. I'm just posting. And I say there's that education thing that was not a show. I was not putting a show. I was not masking anything. I did create a beautiful sovereign world. Just the umbrella that I was under. So disappointing. So disappointing. Used, gaslit, families are used. There's storylines, there's agendas. There's racist homophobia that's working there now. There's things going on that make you go, really? Yet there's not enough of the other choices. So when I was working with these other kids outside of there on my off days, not taking people from them, not doing anything criminal, not doing anything on their time or their dollar or anything, creating my own thing, which people get jealous of. We realized there's something here. There's not enough choices in LA. So we started developing something and then I left. So I'm trying to help them, trying to stay co-creating with them so that we can continue developing that which we started. And they think it has to do with the people that all left there mad. No, this is new people. This is the people you're missing out on clients there, my dear friends. These are the people who are like, why is there not more enrollment? Because they're all wanting something that doesn't have a legacy of hurting people when they speak up. Thanks, Aaron. Take the long way home. Yes, you got all the jams today, Blazer. Damn. Well, on that note, I got some of my pals' trinkets everywhere. I've been texting with some of my little gal pals and guy pals that I've worked with before, not on their own phones. They use their parents. I just sent out all my mailers to them because my last days we were doing addressed envelopes to families to teach them how to do that so we could be pen pals. I got my first pen pal letter back and it was beautiful. Actually, I should hang it up. I am connected. There's no narcs there, by the way. If anyone from that, there's no narcs. I have connections and relationships with people, and they know they can talk to me without me being that affected. These are all things I already know. Why do I keep talking about that place? Let's talk about, no, let's not. That'll be next time. Thanks, Aaron. I appreciate you. I'll chop it up a little bit and send it where it needs to go. But I look forward to seeing you, Aaron. I'll see you Friday night, 9 p.m. Truth Quest with Aaron Moriarty. I look forward to connecting more online with everybody. And yeah, what's my poptimism of the day? Oh, I had a good conversation with one of the families that left very upset, but also my sister. Current events. My 2 cents, and any of the 50 plus interviews you've ever seen me do, which I have a playlist of them, you can check any of them out. I do repeat the same storyline, and it is not naive. It is not It is none of that. It's the high vibe optimism because I've been there. I've been in the dark. I have been pining over information going, oh my God, the world, we're in trouble. I've been there. And I'm saying with experience that if you stay involved with all the things that are out of your control, that are spiraling or dark or being exposed, you can know the information and then but you are over here living your life. So how you choose to live your life, who you choose to be surrounded by, what you choose to digest and eat and talk about and view, you can soak in the information and you can still live your best life. It is possible. So like in talking with my sister who is overwhelmed by, I go, we got to do something. We got to do something. We got to do something. I go, the best possible thing you could do is become a sovereign civilian of free will, is to be healthy, is to pull yourself out of that matrix slave system and to be proud of the life that you're living, to be honored, to be around the people you're honored, to be shining bright. That annoys the out of people, but it brings the people that need that bright light to you, so, not need it, who resonate with it. That's the shift that can change, that can be a ripple in the quantum. The now people are fighting about how they're discerning the information. It's like the information is there. It's information. It's what's happening. And yeah, a lot of us have been telling you this for a long time. We have been diving deep about that stuff. My first time of many times of being canceled was going, holy crap, reptilians, Epstein, Hollywood. It was that. What did it do? It got me canceled and it got me sick. Marching in Hollywood for the children. How many times did I do that? Marching for my kids' rights, putting up signs, doing this. I got sick. How did I get well? Oh, that is good. But I have a life here to live. I have choices to make. And I can piss off the reptilian overlords by vibrating so high that they can't penetrate, that the loosh doesn't get you. That's what you can do. That's my optimism for the day. Observe, don't absorb. A to the freaking men. Yes, that's my bit. And I'm haunted, primal cry. Thank you. Honestly, I tried it. I was there. I drank to numb what I was reading. Oh my God, what they're doing to children. And that person, not just the drinking, but I was taking in the information, being angry about it and scooping up my children and hiding them. That freaked them out more than had they discovered what was happening to children. How was I handling it? Your children are watching you. Your higher self is watching you and trying to talk to you. Your community is watching you. You can freak out about the manufactured civil wars. I won't even get started about the cyclical news cycle that goes on. How many Super Bowls drive people crazy? I mean, it's on and on and on and on. But for the people that are bitching and moaning, you take one hard look at their lifestyle, their work of choice, their life in the world they created, and you're like, I get it. If you see the ones that are actually out there that are regenerating, their bodies are regenerating, that they see the hope in things, that they're excited to wake up and live their life, they know the information, but they are not driven by it. That is not driving their life force. They are not out there stamping envelopes and making waves and causing noise. They are creating, co-creating, and vibrating super high, but also doing positive bits, having a positive conversation at my sister's drum house, listening to music, honoring musicians. Do you ever see people walking around going, how about that thing? What's your take? What side are you on? You leftist, rightist, orangey, what? I know it goes on, but if you're not engaging in it, you're going to have a good time. I'm just saying. It doesn't mean you're in denial of what's going on. It means you know how to flip it, and it knows how to lift out of it. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. Fuck yeah. I pissed off more people than you realize, Blazer. And even the snarky bits can be delivered with some light, can it? I mean, it just can. So, yeah. Anyway, now that the giant is working, you will see a lot more of me, whether you want to or not. So, so onward, upward. I'm going to sign out now. I'll probably reshare this on my other pages where there are eyeballs there watching, going, waiting to see me fail, waiting to point fingers, going, oh, there's the mad person that ruined our old classroom, or there's the, they're waiting. And here's the satisfaction I'll give them. I'm thriving. Best decisions I could have made. Talk the detector, how the heck are you? Lifer of Chile. Nice to see you again. It's been a very long time. Very good to see you. Am I going to milk my goodbye again a lot? Find enough like-minded people and boom, you're not crazy anymore. Yeah, Dustin and I were just talking about that on his show the other night. And again, it's not the denial of it. And it's not like some of these people do when they hear something they don't like, they ostracize them. It's not like that. It's honestly giving the benefit of the doubt to everybody. You should have seen me wiping down that table and wiping dishes as someone was coming in saying, more people should behave like they're behaving in Minnesota. That's how we'll get shit done. You can say, I hear how you can, I see how you can say that. I understand what you're saying. You can engage with them without combativeness and without telling them they're wrong. Because who's to say they're wrong? To them, that's their right. So why do I say they're wrong? You can still be fucking human without being a douche. And for you little cults of personality out there at the Mean Girls table and the boys table and the circle jerks that are ostracizing people for doing things a little different than you, shame on you. Shame on you. May your numbers drop and your seats be empty. That's all I got to say. So I did a Save the Children rally here and was yelled at for it. I remember that, Aaron. Well, I'll come with you. But at the same time, you know how we do that? By you and I doing a fun little, kindy show. And like this summer, doing a fun little show for kids on a stage. We'll save the children by rising their vibration. How about that? Thanks, Andy. Okay, I'll see you on there too, Andy. I can't wait to get back in these chats. So I'm settled. I'm here. I'm Wisconsin. I'm full of cheese curds and I'm walking all over the place. So I'm good. I'm moving the cheese through. Don't worry. It's also clean cheese, in my opinion. Talco detector. I'd love it. I'm going to do some interviews again soon. I promise to do that again. Heidi, if everyone interview me, I'd be very happy. It would be an honor. I have a friend who helps me with translations. That would be beautiful, Talco detector. Do you know my I'll put it under the YouTube thing. I do have a newer email. Remember my journey in education? I only did 3 episodes and then we started packing. That might be my new podcasty email. So I'll share that again with you. Okay. Friday, Aaron. Cheers. All right. We'll see you all over at Andy Decodes, Alienate UK. I'll say hi in the chat. And thanks all for tickling my algos and being here with me. All right. We'll talk to you very, very soon. Thank you. And I'm so glad to catch up with everybody. Peace out. Peace in, as Aaron says, right? Oh, I shouldn't do that, right, Andy? That's not a good. All right. I'm going to go have some tea to calm me down. All right. Blessings on your day. Cheers. Have a good one. Smell you later.